Hey, hi everybody. Thanks for coming. Let's start with introductions, and people will keep coming on, I'm sure. So thanks for joining us at the end of your workday for Provo City people, and then for everyone else, thanks for joining us in your free time or however you're doing it. So tell us your name, tell us what part of Provo you live in, and then tell us what event you're most excited for in Bike Month. Okay, so I'll go first. I'm Austin Taylor. I live in the Dixon neighborhood of Provo. I'm the executive director of BikeWalk Provo. I am very excited for the Fun Underground Forest Race, or the FUFFer. It's a forest race on beach cruisers, and it just gets crazy, and I love it. Okay, I'll call out your names on the screen. Stan, you want to go?
Stan Morris. I'm living in the Joaquin neighborhood. And, there's a lot of nice events that BikeWalk Provo is doing, but I'm really, after doing the Bike to Work Day, I'm looking forward to doing that again next year. It was very extraordinary.
Yeah, thanks, Stan. Okay, Aspen.
Hi, I'm Aspen Dalton. I am the event coordinator at Provo City. I live in the Joaquin Park neighborhood, and I'm most excited for the concert cruise because that's what we're planning.
Yes, thanks. Jared.
Hey guys, I'm Jared. I live in the Grandview neighborhood. I'm also excited for the concert cruise. I think that'll be fun.
Cool. Thanks. Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie West, and I live in the Provost neighborhood. And I was actually most excited for Bike to Work Day. It was my first time participating, and it was fun. We had a lot of fun stations.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine Franson. I'm the Director of Communications for BikeWalk Provo. This is Harvey, and we live in the Mazer neighborhood. And I think I'm most excited for the Cargo Bike Roundup. I always like seeing everyone's setups and all the kids be involved.
Thanks. Okay, Chris Day.
Hey, I'm Chris, Joaquin neighborhood, and I'm gonna go with concert cruise as well.
Yeah. Chris, is this your first time here?
I was here last month and I just joined the data collection team.
Nice. Awesome. Okay, thanks for joining us. Okay, Lori.
Lori Spruance. I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm sorry you can't hear me very well, but I live in the North Edgemont area, North Timbue area, and I'm also excited for the concert series. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, thanks. James.
Hey, I'm James Stewart. I live in the Franklin neighborhood, and I was really looking forward to Bike to Work Day. Had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. Thank you. Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I live in California, but I lived in Provo for 4 years on Center Street. And if I was in Provo right now, I'd be super stoked for the concert bike tour. That sounds so cool. And all the social rides.
Yeah, thanks. Clark.
Hi, I'm Clark Pixton. I live in the Lakeview South neighborhood, in the west part of Provo. And I'm mainly just excited to get out and meet some people and hang out with people, as that's been hard to do over the last year. So I'm excited for the social rides and the concert cruise and many of the events.
Thanks. When we talk about Bike Month, I want to share, we should all talk about how we hypothesis on why there's so many people showing up. And I think that has one thing to do with this. There's all this pent up demand. Okay, Michael.
Hello, it's Michael Copley. I live in Mazer, and I don't really know any of the events other than yesterday's event. Joined everyone in biking to work, so I thought that was fun.
Thanks. Michael, is this your first time at this meeting?
Yep.
Awesome. And how did you find out about it?
Through a planning class I took.
Sweet. Cool. And if you are interested in a volunteer position with BikeWalk Provo also, then let me know. We've got a lot of good work you could get involved in. Okay, Carly.
All right, Carly Reber, in the Mazer neighborhood. Not sure if there's anything else, but I can say that I'm very much looking forward to the Cargo Bike Roundup. I just got my husband on a Madsen bike today. We borrowed our neighbors to help us get a big load of groceries home, and I think if I could get him on another one at the Roundup, we might cinch one in the next year. So
Nice. Thanks, Carly. Okay, Aaron, if you've got sound, introduce. Okay, we're skipping Aaron. Okay, James Hall.
Oh, I just joined. Sorry. What?
Okay, you're good. So we're saying name, neighborhood that you live in, and your favorite bike month event.
Okay. I'm James Hall. I live in Oak Hills, and I loved the ride on Monday night. It was awesome.
Thanks. Okay, Rob Hunter.
Rob Hunter, live in Sunset View neighborhood. I'm also with Provo City Engineering, and I enjoyed free breakfast at Bike to Work Day yesterday.
Oh yeah. Okay, Parker.
Hey, Parker. I live in the River Grove neighborhood, and I'm most excited about Saturday's goat head pulling event.
Yes. Thanks. Todd.
Sorry, my mute button got hit. I'm Todd. I live here and I work on the website.
Yes. And what's your what bike month event are you most excited for?
Some of them.
Yes, same. Thanks, Todd. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste the very rough agenda in the chat. We will have either this will be short or we'll have a lot of time for extra discussion because Robbie Cheney from BYU, who's doing a walking study, couldn't make today's meeting. Hopefully he'll come next month. So we've got a lot of extra time. And then also Rob Slater, who is going to tell us about Utah Valley Trails Alliance stuff, isn't here. So I might call him while Aspen's talking about the concert cruise and see if he'll jump on. So let's first talk about quick announcements. Really the only announcements that I have are bike month events. I think most everyone here is in the Slack channel and has been staying up to date on volunteer projects. So I don't know if there's anything that's totally new. Do any of you guys have BikeWalk Provo announcements that you want to share with the full group?
Austin, can I just welcome everyone to share pictures throughout the month? And if you do, post them on social media just to tag BikeWalk Provo so you can repost. And you can also just share them in the Slack channel if you don't want to post them yourself.
Cool, thanks. Okay, and then how about some Provo City announcements? Jared, I think I saw a lot of 300 West improvements lately. Like I saw that the street has been milled, it already got repaved, and it's set for striping. You want to talk about what's going on there?
Sure. Yeah, as part of our road rehab project, there was already plans to mill and overlay on 300 West. So we wanted to make some improvements to create that, kind of finish up that corridor, at least from 200 North till the Provo River Trail. And so the concrete contractor has been preparing and should be pouring pretty soon. That extra little corner behind the rec center to make that turn a little easier on a bike. We're adding in a ped ramp so you don't have to go in the driveway of the power building. We're going to be adding sharrows from 800 north to 940 north. And then from 940 north, we're going to add well, we've already tabbed out and we should be striping soon the bike lanes on 3rd West from 940 north to Cougar Boulevard. And then again, sharrows from Cougar till Moon River Drive, which is where you can access the Provo River Trail. So that should all be happening pretty soon. I don't know the exact dates. Kate Hubs is coordinating that plan. So.
Awesome. Let me share with you guys my screen for context on this. So 300 West, when we talk about the 300 West Bikeway, we talk about between 6 South where it ends. Here at 6 South is the Amtrak station, which is really close to UTA Provo Central Station. So 3rd West goes all the way from there to the rec center, and then around the rec center, up past the hospital and into the Provo River Trail. So when we talk about this bikeway, sometimes we call it an interstate bikeway because the Amtrak station will take you to California or Chicago, and then the river trail, you can go all the way to Ogden on protected trail. So Aaron Scavlin took some pictures and shared them. This is on 800 North. This is the curb ramp that would be put in. And then this section here, this is behind the rec center. There's a super tight turn and it looks like that's gonna get filled in, right, Jared? So then it's an easier turn.
Yeah, eventually we want to continue the sharrows and signs south of 200 North. Well, with all the improvements that we've done, we've hit our sign budget for the year, which we didn't realize we would do. But so we will get those at some point, probably in conjunction with the redesign of 3rd South that UDOT has planned to make a better intersection there on 3rd South and 3rd West. But for now, there will at least be sharrows from 200 North up to, and sharrows and signs from 200 North up to the Provo River Trail. So
cool. And if any of you guys weren't here last time, Robin Jared shared like a full overview of all the engineering projects that are happening this summer. And there are quite a lot of them that upgrade biking and walking facilities. One of them you might have seen also is 9th West. And I'll share my screen again for that context. So 9th West, right here, it's a collector road, I think, and it's from, they fixed it up from Center Street, I believe, down to right here, 6 South, right, Jared?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it got repaved, and on that it got striped with bike lanes, and then a lot of patches of sidewalk got fixed as well. So you guys go check that out if you're in that area too. Okay, I think that's it for announcements. Anything else?
I did see on Facebook, I think it was Aaron asked about Canyon Road.
Oh yeah.
So that is the plan, to put in bike lanes on Canyon Road. In the next, Rob could probably correct me if he's still on, but it is going to be done in the next month or two, the milling and the overlay. When we get the new asphalt in, we're going to stripe in bike lanes from University Avenue to University Parkway. Yeah.
Okay, so University Avenue, so here to here, bike lanes.
Yeah, there will be bike lanes there that at least will connect you from the bike lanes on Avenue to the bike lanes that go east on Parkway there. As far as north of north of that, it is still in our long-term plan, but there's still some outreach and discussion that needs to be made before the administration's given us the green light to convert all of those Canyon Road lanes, parking spots to bike lanes. But that has been in the plan for a while, and we're hoping to get that done this year. But in terms of immediate, the next month or two, the Canyon Road bike lanes south by BYU campus should be in.
Okay, cool. Let us know if we can help with outreach at all, or whatever we can do to help.
Keep you posted.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about Bike Month events now. And so here's the calendar of events. The social ride already happened, and if you guys came to that, there were over 60 people that showed up, which I have never seen at a social ride before. The most people that I've seen on a ride like that was Provo Bike Collective's Bike Prom, which has gotten about 100 people usually. So I was pretty shocked to see that many people there when I showed up. I thought it was going to be like 10 of the usual people who show up at these kind of events, but there were a ton of people I didn't even know. So that was awesome. And then on Wednesday was the Bike to Work Day, and I think it was the hospital that said they had over 150 people that that went to their station, and there were 18 stations, 18 or 19 throughout the city. So we could assume that there were a few hundred people that went on Bike to Work Day, which is awesome. Do you guys have thoughts or feedback on these two events? Ways you think we could make them better next time, or things to, experiences you had?
I'm curious, are we going to get official reports on numbers of people at each station? I don't know if they all took counts.
So they were all given paperwork to do counts. I don't know if all of them have done them, but yes, we'll get the final totals. And keep in mind, probably most people here went to multiple stations. All right, so it's definitely not an exact count. We can't just add them up. We're gonna have to estimate. So that's why I'm just estimating a few hundred, maybe 200, maybe 300 people. But in my own very anecdotal evidence, I've been working at the startup building, which, there's co-working space here. There's usually like 2 bikes here, just me and someone else. And there were 4 bikes on Bike to Work Day. And people who, I think people who don't usually ride their bike much pulled it out for Bike to Work Day. And what I love about that is that each year, these really infrequent, casual people pull their bikes out, and they get to experience safer infrastructure and a better street network every single year. And so hopefully we'll get to the point where they'll continue throughout the whole year. What else did you guys think about Bike to Work Day? Are there things we could improve on for next year?
My only thought is, I don't know if there's been much talk about maybe starting before 7:30. I just know for Provo City employees, they're supposed to be at work at 7. There could be others that are in the same boat, but just a thought.
Yeah, the Provo City station at the City Hall opens at 7 a.m.
That's right. Yeah, I did stop at that one, but
okay, cool. Yeah, we could start earlier, and then we could also advertise the Provo City one better too.
Yeah, there may be diminishing returns the earlier you start, but
okay. No other thoughts on improvement for it?
I'm kind of wondering with the social rides, the thought was before to divide it up if it was too big. And I'm not worried about COVID, but I was a little concerned about like stragglers that we had on that particular ride. So I don't know which one would be a better option, dividing it up or keeping everyone together.
Yeah, that's a good point. I saw people get divided up when we hit a stoplight. So I think whoever's leading the ride really needs to pay attention to the back of the group as well and make sure that we don't get divided. Because all those people who show up for the first time and then they get left, it's a horrible experience, horrible first experience. That's a good point.
And I think for that one, because it was identifying hidden gems in the city, it would have been helpful to have multiple people along the whole group that knew about those different things that could point them out. And maybe that happened, but that was a challenging part, I think, of that ride.
Yeah. No, that didn't happen. Cool.
Yeah, we were close to the front, and even at the front, there wasn't a whole lot of I took my 7-year-old daughter, and she was kind of disappointed that we didn't actually get to see some of the stuff that was advertised. So maybe more groups would facilitate that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I don't think it could have been planned better. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. It wasn't a BikeWalk Provo. That one was led by the Bike Collective, but I think that they could have done better in planning the route and planning what they're going to see on the route. So I think that's going to be particularly important with the mural tour.
And I think it was also helpful. They had individuals that did help when it came to big crossings to kind of guide people and block traffic when needed. So that was really helpful. And I think they were definitely surprised by the number of people that came out. It was a huge group. It was fun.
Yeah. We don't have Kira here. Kira's the Provo Bike Collective director, but I'll give her this feedback because the Bike Collective is doing the mural tour also. So I'll make sure she knows these things. Maybe she didn't think about it beforehand, but those are good ideas. Okay. Well, so the rest of events, don't overwhelm yourself, but come to as many as you can. They're a ton of fun, and we're all starved for human interaction. So the art stroll is this weekend. If you've been to the art stroll before, businesses around downtown will feature local artists. Good time to buy some art, to get some food, whatever. And then Parker, do you want to tell us about the Goodbye Goathead service project?
I sure do. Saturday 10 to 12, we're going to meet at Paul Ream Wilderness Park. And Provo Parks is going to have hand trowels and gloves. But if you have your own gloves and tools, that would be best if you can bring them. We're hoping, last year we plotted out all of the hot spots in Provo. And the worst spot was Slate Canyon Drive. And there is already, last week there was an event, not with BikeWalk Provo, but we tried to get as many volunteers as we could out there. And I think the first Saturday of every month is a cleanup at Slate Canyon Drive. So we want to try to get volunteers out there in the following months to try to get the goat heads out, pulled out there. But then Saturday, we're going to go along the Provo River Trail, which was the second worst spot in Provo. Nice. So exciting project. If we can get rid of them early in the season, then the seeds stay active for 5 years. And if we can kill them, then it really makes a big difference in following years. So we're excited to get all of those taken care of.
Cool. So did you say that we need to bring gloves, shovels, anything, trash bags?
Yeah, gloves would be good. Shovels, pliers or screwdrivers actually help a lot with getting the root out. Dandelion pickers if you have them. But anybody can come. It'd be really great. The more people, there will be plenty of work to do. So
cool. Now, are you gonna have snacks for people as an incentive to come?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe we could arrange that though. You
Let's
should
talk.
connect
That'd
with
be
me
great
afterwards.
if yeah, I'll message you about that afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, everybody, if you've ever picked goat heads with your bare hands, it's horrible. It's an awful experience. So be sure to bring gloves.
And then the go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the Provo Parks and Rec will bring some gloves. So like, if you don't own gloves, don't not come. There will be some, but if you have your own, that will enable more people who wouldn't have been able to participate or would have participated painfully to do so. So yeah, if you have your own gloves, bring them with you so that other people who don't have gloves can use the ones that are being provided.
Cool, thanks, Carly.
Yeah, Michael in the chat is saying he uses the fork end of a hammer to rip them out, and it works really well.
Nice.
So lots of ways to pull them out.
Nice.
And then the last thing on that, sorry to keep talking, beyond this one event, all through the summer, obviously look for them and pull them out. But if you see them and don't have time to pull them out, call 311. Last year we were doing a system where you would email or post on Facebook, and we would log them, but the city wants to take that over. So call 311, they'll log it, and they'll send Provo Parks out. Or if it's outside of Provo, they'll send somebody from the county.
Nice. Okay, thanks. So yeah, Saturday, please come to that. Okay, and then the next social ride is the mural tour. The Bike Collective is running that one, and we will not get split up on this one. And so I'll tell Kira this feedback. And then the week after, Cargo Bike Roundup and Ride of Silence. Okay, the Ride of Silence, Lucy Ordaz Sanchez leads that one. She's on the board of directors for BikeWalk Provo. She's a teacher at Dixon Middle School and runs the Latinos in Action group. And on this one, it's a ride where we ride past memorials of people who have been killed while walking or biking. And we do it in silent. And so it's to honor them and to keep in mind how we could improve the safety of our streets. So that's always a good one to be at. Okay, the concert cruise. We'll go to Aspen when Aspen's going to tell us some stuff about that a little bit later. Okay, social ride. Okay, this one, the 24th, the social ride, the world famous bike tour. This is our, let's see. A lot of you have been on this before, but this is really to outreach to people who aren't in this group. We want to outreach to people who are, just getting into it. This is our standard tour that we've done with a lot of you volunteers, as well as with city staff and elected officials. So we're just going to run people through this tour. It's going to show them a lot of the good bike infrastructure that Provo has, so they know about these safe and welcoming routes. Okay, the FUFfer, the Fun Underground
Austin,
tour.
just on that one, also mention we're going to have it led in both English and Spanish.
Yes. Yes, thanks. Okay, and then the FUFfer is the Bike Collective runs this one, and they provide beach cruisers, and usually it's at Paul Ream Wilderness Park, and it's through the trees, and it's a race, but it's a very silly race. Well, I've heard this year they're going to do it at the Orem Mountain Bike Park. So it has little jumps and berms, and that's going to be really fun, and it's going to be really crazy. So that's my favorite one usually. And then the last one, the Spooky City Night Ride, I believe the Bike Collective is running this one. I think so. Anyways, okay. So hope to see you guys at as many of those as possible. Let's go to
Austin, it's not on the graphic there, but isn't there also a ride at the afternoon of the Goat Head Service Project? After the service project, isn't Mary leading a family group ride? Where's that starting at? Where are they going? Do you remember?
Yes. Let's see. Okay, it starts at the Pioneer Park splash pad. Yeah, so Mary Wade is leading this one. And don't get turned off if you don't own a cargo bike. They're expensive, right? Don't get turned off. Like, don't feel like you can't come. Don't feel like it's an exclusive club. Bring what you have, ride what you have, okay? And this is for kids and adults. So very slow, very casual, very friendly bike ride with kids. Okay, let's go to Aspen. Aspen's going to tell us about the concert cruise and maybe ask us to help a bit. And I'm going to call Rob Slater and see if he's going to get on too.
Great. Hi, folks. I'm Aspen Dalton. I work with Provo Parks and Rec. I'm the event coordinator. Yeah, so I'll kind of talk about what the concert cruise is. Basically, we modeled them after what Salt Lake was doing over the summer. So we have 4 different locations, and we're going to do, and each location will have a concert going on at it. The idea is that we'll have folks pre-register, and they'll be assigned to start at one of those 4 locations. They get a little 15-20 minute mini concert, and then they get to all cycle and switch to the next spot, and then it happens again and again. So you get 4 mini concerts over the course of the evening, and we have 4 separate groups that are all rotating every 15 to 20 minutes. With that, so we have our locations are the Covey Center for the Arts, Provo Library, Memorial Park, and the Peaks Ice Arena front lawn. These are all outdoor locations. And we have the Bird Watchers performing, which is a local like ukulele trio band. Mariachi, oh, I forget their name. A mariachi band playing at the library. We have a street jazz band called Full Blown Horns playing at the Covey Center. And then at Memorial Park, we'll have No Bad Ideas, which is a local folk band. So it should be really fun. With this, we do need volunteers, and so we're hoping to ask for some help from BikeWalk Provo here to lead each group as well as be the caboose of each group. And I actually appreciate that feedback from the social rides. I was at the one on Monday in terms of having people leading and also a tail end. I think that would be really helpful. So we're looking, I'll post the link right now if you want to volunteer, or there's more information at the link as well. We're hoping to have 3 volunteers with each group, so 12 altogether. If we have extra volunteers, we could also use help at each location with our event staff. We're spread a little thin because we're over 4 locations. So if you do want to help, maybe you don't want to bike for this one and you want to sit and enjoy one of the locations, we have options for that on the volunteer list as well. Also, I'll post the link to sign up for the concert cruise. Maybe you have friends who want to sign up or whatever. So here, you can get tickets. So we're not being strict with the tickets. Basically, the only reason why we're doing pre-registration is just so we don't have like, let's say we had 150 people that they don't all start at the same location. We have this giant mass going from group to group. Instead, we want to spread everyone out. So we have a lot smaller groups that can more easily navigate traffic. Also for social distancing and COVID, it's just better to have smaller groups. So, oh, I'm sorry you're going to miss. That's a bummer. It should be a great time. So if you guys could also maybe send that volunteer link out, I guess I can post it on the BikeWalk Facebook page, or if you guys have an email going out, I'd love to have that on there. We'll probably reach out to the volunteers about a week before the event to confirm exactly what you're doing and provide additional details. We'll also give you guys free Sodalicious vouchers and cookie vouchers, so you get that perk for volunteering as well. With that, I do also have a few other location questions and for resources from you folks. Maybe I can ask this privately to Austin, but we are trying to do booths at each location. So right now we have the Provo Bike Collective doing a booth at Memorial Park. We're also going to have $5 Thrift doing a pop-up thrift shop at Memorial Park. We're probably going to get a drink food truck at one of these. If BikeWalk Provo wants to do a booth at one of the locations to provide just information about what y'all are doing, that would be really great. Maybe Austin or one of your executive board could reach out to me later about that. I do also have another question just for resources. We are hoping to provide maybe a bike pump at each location. Who might be a good resource to reach out to who could maybe provide a couple bike pumps that we could use for 2 or 3 hours?
I think a lot of us have them, and you might put it in the volunteer sign up form.
That is a good idea. That'd be great. If you are comfortable with using your personal bike pump. That'd be cool. That's a great idea. I'll add that. Cool. My last question then, since we have a little extra time, I would like a little bit of feedback about the routes, because we do want to highlight, our awesome bikeways and different bike features around town. So I can post in the chat real quick can I? Let me see, kind of some of our proposed routes.
You want to share your screen? Either way.
Can I? Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Access. Okay.
Attention patrons. Will the ship please come to the front?
Is it
desk?
up yet?
Ship please to the front desk. Thank you.
No. One sec, sorry. All right, I think my screen's actually been having issues because I have multiple displays, so that may or may not be able to happen. Sorry, folks. Oh, got it. Okay, perfect. So here are 3 different proposed routes. There's our first so the first concept was, so each of these little bike icons is obviously each location. So the first concept would just be, so if we're starting at Covey, going down on 400 West, 500 to the library, then down the neighborhood bikeway on 200, and then just kind of using Center as the main vein to Memorial Park and Peaks. This is a great option, pretty basic. And then the second choice would be, because we do have 15 minutes in between each ride, so we have a little bit of time. So I think my second option was, actually I wanted to change this one a little bit, was maybe that you could go down 200 to 800 or 700 and then highlight the neighborhood bike route on 800 that goes directly to Memorial Park. So it could be something like this, and then Center Street down to Peaks. Does anyone see any issues or pros and cons of either route, or something that maybe we should keep in mind?
One thing when I'm planning group rides where it's going to be a ton of people that maybe don't ride that much, I always try to limit left turns as much as possible. So like however you design the route, like whichever whichever way you go, it's nice to not have to do a lot of left turns.
Left turns. Okay.
So maybe you go clockwise? Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind then. Okay, maybe we'll play with a few more iterations of that. Any other thoughts between this one or this one?
One thing that's nice about using the 200 East route is that there's a light to get onto Center Street, whereas on the 800 route where you're trying to go from Memorial and trying to turn left onto Center, there's no light. So that's going to be a little more, not a little less safe / a little more nervous making for people who maybe haven't done as much street riding.
That's a great point. Thank you. So, okay, we'll rework that. Maybe we'll bike it as a team with checking the lights and the turns, and we'll get the perfect version of that, whether that be clockwise, counterclockwise. We'll play with it a couple different ways. Okay.
Yeah, I think both are good. I mean, I don't think I have a problem. I kind of like the idea of covering more territory because then you see more stuff.
Yeah. I kind of agreed with that as well. I liked doing the little, wasn't that too much longer, but maybe going somewhere over here. Okay. Thank you for
I
that
would-
feedback. Oh,
I
yeah.
just say time it though, because you think 15 minutes, I think will be plenty of time, but that'll probably also include folks chatting and then getting on their bikes and then getting into a group onto the road and then arriving at the destination and finding a spot. So I do think maybe, especially if we have a big group, shorter may be better on this one.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's great feedback as well. Okay, thank you. We'll run with all those. Last question. We are doing several booths. If you guys know of any groups you think might be interested in having a booth, I'm going to drop my contact information in the chat. Please send them our way because booths are super fun and I think just make the event more versatile. And so we'd love to just involve more people and more organizations. So my contact information is here. So feel free to send anyone my way who might be interested. And I think that's it for me. Does anyone else have any questions about the concert cruise in general?
Did you already share the list of bands?
I did. I can post it again. So we have the Bird Watchers, which is a local ukulele trio band. Montes Azuli Mariachi, remember their names. We have No Bad Ideas, which is a street band, jazz band. They play like downtown a lot. They're pretty fun. So they have horns and drums, lots of cool stuff. And then our final band is No Bad Ideas, which is a local folk band. So they have accordions and mouth harps and fiddles. So that'll be really fun. And we got a really nice variety.
Yeah, nice. Okay, thanks, Aspen. I think all of us are excited to go on that one. Okay, well.
Let's include that, Austin, when we include kind of the plug with the link for the volunteers, let's also include Aspen's contact info and her request for if there's any ideas for people for booths.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. Okay, so Rob Slater can't come, but Rob Slater is BikeWalk Provo's assigned person to be on the Utah Valley Trails Alliance, which works to build trails and maintain trails for mountain biking and hiking. And I guess they're doing a big Bonneville shoreline thing right now, like maintaining it and working to expand it. And Rob told me, he just said, if anybody is interested, is like really into mountain biking and wants to help him out. And I think what he's looking for is helping with trail maintenance. If anybody's interested in that, then let me know and I can connect you with Rob. So that's it for that thing. Okay. That's it for the agenda. Do you guys have anything else that you want to talk about while we're all here?
I'll just note that if anyone has any ideas for service projects, I'm going to be meeting up with kind of my other helper this coming Monday to start planning things out for the summer. So if anyone has any ideas on service projects or areas that could use some attention in terms of what we as volunteers could do to help biking and walking in Provo, I'd love to hear them now, or you can reach out to me afterwards.
Thanks, Carly.
I'd just like to say that I met Brandon Plew and his son Spencer at the Slate Canyon cleanup. He did an interview with, I believe it's Craig Christensen, and I happened to be there when they were doing the interview and got to speak with both of them. He's doing, he has a website that he's posting his videos. He's doing a section at a time. They started in Payson and they're going to walk all the way to Ogden, taking a section per weekend. And it's in an effort to improve the Bonneville Shoreline Trail. It looks like a pretty exciting project.
Yeah, if you guys are
see his website, he's pretty involved.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in the Bonneville shoreline, in trail conservation maintenance, I'm going to put a link here in the chat. There is a nonprofit that started up earlier, I think this year or later last year, called Conserve Utah Valley. And tonight at 7 p.m., they're doing a Zoom meeting that has Brandon Plew in it, as well as Mayor Kafusi. And they're going to talk about the state of the Bonneville Shoreline Trail and efforts to improve it and maintain it. So that's at 7 o'clock tonight if you're interested in joining that one.
While we're on the topic of the trail, I learned this last month that if you wanted to adopt a section of either the Bonneville Shoreline or Provo River Trail, just like kind of like a 15-minute walk of a section, they just need people to go out and, you know, check for, pick up trash, make sure that the trail is clear, and report any graffiti. So I will find and paste the email of Carl Ashby, who's the guy at Provo Parks and Rec who coordinates that.
Cool. Okay, everybody. Well, let's end. Thank you so much, and we'll keep working to make Provo a better place to walk and bike. For those who are volunteers or in the Slack, you know, we'll keep communicating. I think it was Michael, if you're interested in joining as a volunteer with a ongoing position with BikeWalk Provo, then you can reach out to me and we can set you up. Okay, thanks everybody. See ya.
Thanks.